Hello and welcome to Euro Spotlight, the segment where we unmask our featured IT heroes and find out a bit more about them. This week I have the pleasure of having with me Ahmed Kaji, who is the founder and managing director of SalSmart Technologies, Barry and Patrick Caton, who are the co-founders of Cognition, and lastly we have Walter de Toy, who is the co-founder and current CEO of Virtual Mobile Technologies. Welcome guys. Ahmed, my first question is actually for you. All of you guys are self-employed, but apparently you've been self-employed your whole working career, which is quite impressive. What are some of the challenges of being your own boss?
Well, you've got to write your own check. You don't get paid sometimes. You've got to manage yourself. You've got to ensure that you're in top form. You know, nobody's there to kind of tell you when you're not doing your best. So you've constantly got to keep pushing.
Barry, you apparently came very, very close to being employed by someone. You were actually in the middle of the interview and then you got this thought in your head. Have you ever looked back at that event?
Never. I was a freelancer for a few years and I thought, maybe I should get a job. So I went for an interview and as I walked in the building, my skin started crawling. I sat down for the interview and I thought, I do not want to be here. And the guy was asking me all sorts of stupid questions about things that were just obvious and a complete waste of time for me. So I was very courteous and the interview ended and I walked out and I breathed a sigh of relief. Because I've never looked back.
Great, fantastic. Ahmed, for you again, before SalSmart Technologies you ran a coin-operated machinery business or businesses. Could you tell us more about that?
Oh, yeah, it was really cool. Seriously. Awesome. I mean, you'd go there and you'd like open this machine and there'd be like a whole lot of coins in it. Like 2 Rand coins and 5 Rand coins and you just look at all this money, man, cash. And you know, there was this all these machines have this little box where you pull out the money, of course. Yeah. And there's a little hole in it, so you've got to put your finger in and pull this box out. And so seriously, sometimes you know you hit the jackpot when you put your finger in and there's no space to put it in because it's full up right to the top. No, that was really great. I mean, I enjoyed that business. It gave me an opportunity to drive around the entire Western Cape, in fact, further out as well.
You were also one of the co-founders of Jaeger, one of the first companies, in fact, in the world to provide VoIP services for mobile phones. Have you found some way of making free phone calls to anyone across the world?
Well, at that stage, we were making free calls to everyone in the world.
Really?
But of course, we could do it before with Skype and so on, but you still have to, at some stage, pay it if you want to phone to someone that's on a normal phone that's not using it. But we were definitely at that stage making worldwide free calls from phone to phone. Yeah.
Would you say that was one of Jaeger's selling points? Is this idea of being able to phone for free and obviously not touch your discount?
Yeah. So definitely, I think massively reducing your mobile bill was the main value proposition there.
Barry and Patrick, my next question is for you. You guys apparently love movies, and you can also have conversations apparently that consist only of movie quotes. What are some of your favorite movies?
Favorite movies?
Yes.
Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, The Usual Suspects.
Blade Runner, The Poet Society, Curious Case of Benjamin Button. I could do this all day.
Oh, let's not
A good one for entrepreneurs is Tucker, the Man in the Street.
Yeah.
About a guy who invented a car, which is years ahead of its time, and came up against competition from Ford and General Motors. It's a fantastic movie.
Yeah. Cool. I should definitely check that out. Excellent. Walter, my next question is for you. Speaking of passions, you are currently training for the 2011 Two Oceans Half Marathon. How's that going so far?
It's tough to make time for it, to run and so on, but it was very difficult in the beginning, so it's quite out of shape after Christmas.
Do you think there are any parallels between marathon running and running a business?
Well, yes, definitely. I think adjusting and measuring, I'm doing a lot of measurement, for example, with running, seeing your heart rate, how many strides you're doing per minute. I think that's also, you've got to measure and adjust your business as well, and it takes a long time before you actually find a scalable business model. It's the same way before you find something that works for running. You've got to be persistent, but you've got to adjust constantly. If you're just persistent and you're running the same way or you're running your business the same way, you're going to have the same results, but you have to constantly adjust, and that needs measurement. So.
Barry and Patrick, my next question is for you. You have backgrounds in literature, advertising, and in copywriting. Now that's a far cry from IT and to a lesser extent what you're doing now. Has this played a role in the development of Cognition?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad you asked that question because a lot of people with our kind of background would probably not land up in IT. But there's a lot of skills that we bring to IT. And of course, you can get all this IT skills by hiring programmers. So what we had is a vision for the application, what we wanted to do with it. And we brought in the programming expertise to make it happen.
And also there's two elements to our system, two kinds of coding. There's one is the recoding of content, which is it's not a traditional kind of coding exercise, it's a repurposing exercise, and we, with our background, understand how to do that. And then there's the zeros and ones that happen to support the whole thing.
Armin, your company SalSmart is a wireless application service provider, or a WASP. Do you think that ultimately all communications technology will become mobile or wireless?
No, there'll still be a place for fixed lines and those things. No. So the answer to that is no, not at all. But I do believe that permutation of wireless, WiMAX, Wi-Fi, mobile wireless, and will definitely improve over time. So after a while, we'll find that fixed links serve a purpose for maybe more robust data security, point-to-point connections, and those things.
Walter, my last question is for you. Applications on Android phones and iPhones are gaining immense popularity. Do you think that mobile application developers are overlooking the potential of lower-end cell phones?
Yeah, I think definitely that is the case in the emerging markets, especially South Africa and other areas where you're seeing iPhone having a market share less than 2%, Android hovering, I think, still under 5, I think between 5 and 10 now. So the vast majority of phones are still your feature phones. So a phone without an Android or iPhone or iOS environment.
Okay, now it's time for our quick fire question round. If you could have one superpower, what would it be and why? Armin?
Power to be invisible.
Why?
So I can listen to trade secrets and walk into offices and look into boardrooms.
Okay, fantastic. Very good. What do you think?
Oh, I think the ability to change people's thoughts would be good.
Patrick?
That was actually going to be mine, but I'll choose flight in that case.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, supersonic, intergalactic flight.
Where would you travel if you had that power?
Saturn.
I mean, you're reaching for this. That's excellent. Walter, yours?
Yeah, I think it would be to see into the future, but not too far. Maybe just tomorrow's newspaper.
If you were a superhero, would you wear your knickers on the inside or on the outside of your pants, and why?
Definitely on the outside, man. Way cooler.
No, knickers and no comment.
Yeah, my superhero name would be Commando, so that's the way I'd go.
Walter, what do you think?
Yeah, on the outside all the way.
Let's all be fun, boy. So, who do you think is your most trusted sidekick? And remember, this can be a person or a thing. What do you think of it?
This is going to sound really deep. God. Well, I don't know. I'm God's sidekick, more or less. Okay. So let's put it that way. We've got to decide now.
Okay.
So sidekick, I think that makes sense.
Okay, fantastic.
Well,
So,
not me.
Patrick,
Well, I choose Barry, he's got the power of thought, so there is only one right answer in this business.
Walter, what's your most trusted sidekick?
Yeah, well, my co-founder at Richmond Technologies is Arnold Eto'o, which is also my brother. So in the same way, I think it makes it far more easy to trust someone if they are the advantages and disadvantages, but this is the major one, is trust. They have to go back to your family at some stage and say they did something bad to you. So
It's not just that. I mean, when you know something for so long, they can finish your
Sentences, yeah.
Oh, feel you.
Okay, and our last question is, every superhero has his kryptonite. What is yours? Oh, what is-
Start with Walter.
Okay, Walter, what is your kryptonite?
slow cyber cycles.
Patrick, what's yours?
Slow internet connections.
Slow internet connections, definitely.
red tape, the South African Reserve Bank, tax, all the usual suspects.
Slow people.
Slow people. I'd like to extend a big thank you to all the ITers for taking time out of their busy schedules and also for me to interview them. If you're interested in reading more about their stories, check out the featured IT entrepreneurs link on our page, or just link the link below the video. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cool.